All right, hello everybody. I'm charged. I'm not gonna lie. This is crazy. This stupid guy that doesn't know nothing. You know, reversed his pre-diabetes. You know, took a long time to figure some stuff out, but some of the stuff is just logic and common sense. Now, a little backstory: I'm doing some research for work. We're starting a new weight management protocol. That's for another video. But I'm coaching a few people that really need help, and there's somebody's a type 2 diabetic, and it's been the same bullshit through their lives. Manage it, whatever. Anyway, so I'm doing this research, and I decided to somewhere led me. I was looking at some weight management programs, and this led me to Diabetes Canada. This is our government, okay? This is how far removed we are from any kind of logic, which blows my mind and it gets me upset because anyway, I had to make this video right now. This is Anthony Stewart. This is Food for Thought. And we're questioning everything they've ever said, and I'm gonna look at this in real time, and we're gonna dismantle this. And this stupid kid who's not a scientist or a doctor is gonna put this in its place, and hopefully this benefits some people and they can actually understand some of the logic. So right away, I went into the Diabetes Canada. This is diabetes.ca for anybody who wants to go look at this. This is what our government preaches. And tips for healthy eating, diabetes prevention and management. Diabetes occurs when your body cannot properly use and store food for energy. That is absolutely so not true. It's glucose. So they're not even addressing the reason why there's diabetes, type 2 anyway. And type 1 is a genetic, or your pancreas can't make insulin, so that has nothing to do with it. Your body's main source of energy is called glucose. False. They say that it's primary. There is no essential carbohydrate. If you cut out carbs today, your liver will make the glucose it needs. We're dealing from a type 2 diabetes context where it's elevated blood sugar. That is diabetes, type 2. Now, when they're saying that it's main source of energy, that's completely false, argumentative. If it was, we would have essential carbohydrates. There's not one. We do not need carbohydrates to live. A form of sugar that comes from our foods that contain carbohydrates, such as fruit, milk, some vegetables, grains, starch foods, and sugar. So if your body is elevated, your blood glucose is elevated, maybe you shouldn't be eating sugar. When your body cannot use glucose for energy, the glucose builds up in your blood, leading to high blood sugar levels. So it's just anyway, that's just a whole bunch of jargon that just is counterproductive, right? It gets worse. Type 1 diabetes. The pancreas does not produce insulin. True. Glucose builds up in your blood instead of being used for energy. Well, yeah, you need the insulin to push it down. That's for another day. Type 1 diabetes is a lot more serious because your body's not producing the insulin to manage the glucose. So even in type 1 situations, you do not want to you're chasing the dragon. If you're chasing the glucose roller coaster, pushing it up, pushing it down, it's a lot more complicated. Type 2 diabetes, the pancreas does not produce enough insulin. False. Your body does not properly use the insulin it makes. False. Well, that side might be true, but it's elevated blood glucose is diabetes. Then it says pre-diabetes, blood glucose levels are higher than normal, but not high enough to be diagnosed as type 2 diabetes. So wouldn't that mean type 2 diabetes is blood glucose levels are higher than enough to be type 2 to be pre-diabetes? You see what I'm saying here? This is so crap. They're not even addressing the actual thing when it comes to type 2 diabetes. Eat a variety of healthy foods each day. What the hell does that have to do with what your body needs or not? Healthy foods, that's another argument. Even if someone is taking diabetes medication, all types of diabetes are managed better with healthy eating. Really? Knowing what to eat and how much to eat will help you manage your blood sugar levels. Well, if you want to manage your blood sugar levels, maybe you shouldn't eat sugar. And if we know that all carbohydrates break down to sugar, maybe it's a good idea to cut them out. So anyway, it gets worse. These are very high in nutrients and are low in calories. Whatever. Include lean animal proteins. Well, I don't think that's a good idea. It's fish, chicken, lean meats, low-fat cheese. What does that mean? Because if it's processed, it's garbage. eggs, dried beans, and peas as part of your meal. Select plant oils. Wow, now we're going into the seed oil side. Such as olive, well, arguable, and canola oil, poison. And nuts, instead of animal fats. Well, where are you going to get your fat-soluble vitamins from? Where are you going to get your omega-3 fatty acids, your essential fatty acids? Interesting. And coconut oil. God forbid. There's, a lot of vitamin E in coconut oil, and it's a saturated fat. Have yogurt and a piece of fruit to complete your meal. Well, that's awesome. Eat small portions of grains and starches, including rice, potato, pasta, cereals, breads, and corn. All sugar. Wow. This is on our government website, man. Handy portion guide. Okay, well now we're gonna get into it. Your hands can be very useful in estimating the right amount of food to eat. When you're planning a meal, use the following portion size as a guide. Fruits, grains, and starches. Examples: orange, apple, potatoes, brown rice, spaghetti. About the size of your fist. How many times you got to eat that a day? Right? That's great. So eat that 6 to 11 times a day is what the food guidelines say. Interesting. Vegetables: broccoli, lettuce, green beans, bell peppers. Green beans in there, bell peppers. Eat as much as 2 hands. Okay, well, that's argumentative. Protein foods: lean beef. It's funny, beef is the first one, but yet lean. So where are you going to get your fat-soluble vitamins from? Chicken, pork, fish, eggs, tofu, yogurt. Skim milk. Oh, also higher in sugar. Skim milk breaks down to the lactose breaks down to galactose and glucose. Ugh. All right. Now fats. Examples: non-hydrogenated margarine, poison. Canola oil, poison. Olive oil, maybe. Peanut oil, yeah, very, very arguable poison. No nutrition in canola oil, except for omega-6 fatty acids that are inflammatory. And margarine, we all know about trans fats. Margarine, supplementing butter that's got vitamin K too. It's got your fat-soluble vitamins. It's unreal, man. This is mind-blowing that this is on our government. Tips: when to eat. Tips: be sure to eat breakfast. Well, what's that? Eat 3 meals per day at regular times. Space meals no more than 6 hours apart. All very subjective. You may want to include a healthy snack. Well, what's that? Pack healthy foods with you, such as whole grain crackers, sugar, cheese, and vegetables, in case you're going to be away from your home. So that's a great idea. This helps you. Jesus. Eat a variety of foods at each meal as a snack. Limit sugars and sweets, such as regular soft drinks, desserts, and donuts, ice cream, cakes, candies, jam, and honey. Artificial sweeteners can be safe in small amounts. Can they? All is true. But they don't differentiate the fact that rice, potatoes, pasta, breads, crackers, chips, cereals are all sugar. Limit high-fat, greasy foods, okay? Such as fries, starch, sugar, and vegetable oils, very bad. Potato chips, starch, sugar, vegetable oils. And then we'll throw some cookies in with flour, starch, vegetable oils, sugar. It's unreal. Prepare foods in a healthy way, such as baking, broiling, braising, steaming, poaching, roasting, stir-frying, and sautéing. Okay, sure. Eat at least 2 different kinds of vegetables at each meal. Maybe. Eat foods high in fiber. Whole grain bread, sugar. Cereal, sugar. Sweet potato, sugar. Lentils, sugar. Dried beans, sugar. Brown rice, sugar. Vegetables and fruits. You see what I'm getting at here? If you are thirsty, drink water. Thanks, Diabetes Association Canada. Eat slowly and stop when you feel full and satisfied. All with sugar. Limit alcohol consumptions. And then they go on about healthy eating order. So you see, the governing body in my country doesn't even know what diabetes is. Or they do, and they just don't care. Is there any excuse for this? How do you get diagnosed with type 2 diabetes? Elevated blood glucose. What would bring that elevated blood glucose down? Maybe not consuming sugar. All carbohydrates break down to sugar. Why is this not common knowledge? I just wanted to share that with you guys. This is mind-blowing. I have reversed type 2, my pre-diabetes. I have done it. The doctor told me that I'd have diabetes within 10 years. It's just the way it is. Bullshit. Stay strong.